Well, Liverpool 1, Manchester United 2, and the Red Devils have won at Anfield for the first time since Wayne Rooney's winner in January 2016, alongside the former Liverpool defender Stevie Nicol. You okay to do 20 minutes on this, Stevie?
No.
What happened to your boys today?
I think the nicest thing I can say was they were awful. You know, from the first minute to the last. Yes, there was a couple of chances. Gakpo at the post a couple of times, but quite frankly, Bruno Fernandes should have maybe wrapped this up. We know he had an opportunity to make it 2-0 after they go ahead after, 60-odd seconds. So just a completely and utterly frustrating day, horrible performance. And you have to give credit to United. You know, they set out the stall, they had a plan, and Liverpool couldn't break that plan down, certainly defensively. And then on the break, as I said, particularly in the first half, United looked dangerous every time they went forward. So, yeah, horrible afternoon for Liverpool. And right now, Liverpool are carrying too many passengers. And you can't win the Premier League carrying players. And you certainly can't win the Premier League if you don't beat average teams at home when you should.
Before we get into the chronological order of what happened today, who are the passengers that Liverpool are carrying now that they weren't last season?
Well, it depends on what level of passenger we're talking about here. You know, we're talking about, Kerkez at left back looks scared. You know, everything he does is negative. Every time he gets the ball, he goes backwards. Every time somebody runs at him, he looks petrified. And then, unfortunately, right now, Mo Salah isn't contributing anything towards Liverpool. On top of that, the majority of the side are struggling for form individually. And as a unit, this Liverpool side just don't play as a unit. And that's not just today. They have not played as a team all season. And today was just another level of just a hodgepodge, to be honest. You know, the fact that they nearly got something out of the game was down to individual ability, individual pieces of brilliance. Certainly nothing to do with teamwork, because right now there are no connections anywhere. And I mean at the back, at the middle, and up front. There are no connections with this side at all.
This isn't something new. I mean, this season's been spoken about on ESPN FC, here on ESPN FC Live, whether it's you or others talking about the Liverpool defence. So it's not something new. But last season, there might have been the same errors, maybe not as many of them, but Liverpool were scoring more goals at the other end and getting themselves out of trouble and winning the league and being deserved winners. The first defensive mistake occurred inside the first minute. Virgil van Dijk goes for a header, clears out his own man, and Alexis McAllister leaves him on the deck. He also clears out Brian Mbeumo, but Mbeumo gets up as it's spread wide to the right-hand side. It's then played in by Ahmad to Mbeumo, who scores the goal. Liverpool saying, well, there was a head knock, it should have been stopped. The referee says, I didn't see any head knock. It was a chaotic start, but Manchester United don't care. And 62 seconds into the game, they go 1-0 up. What do you make of all that?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's no question that I don't know who thinks he should have stopped the game. The fact is, it was Van Dijk that took out McAllister. I would have expected Konate to come across earlier. In fact, at the time, I thought maybe Konate could have played Mbeumo offside. But again, credit to the start United made, and credit to Mbeumo for putting that away. Mamardashvili couldn't do any more than he did. Made himself as big as he could, but it just caught him underneath his arm and the ball's in the back of net. But you know what? You've still got 89 minutes, and you're at home, and you're playing against a side that you know are going to give you chances. They're going to sit tight and they're going to try and defend for their life. And that's what United did. And it's up to Liverpool to break that down and to break United down. And they had no answers to it. Gakpo was the only one that had any sort of answer, coming in off the right-hand side on a couple of occasions and hitting the post twice. But other than that, no. Again, go back to no connections, no little 1-2s, no pieces of play. No more than two passes. I mean, again, I don't remember Liverpool stringing a series of passes together. and that gives the defence, and today it was United, an opportunity to big and strong and fight for their lives, and that's what they did. And again, you got to give them credit. You know, when Gakpo makes it 1-1 with still a good bit of time to go, you're thinking, okay, there's only one winner here, but Harry Maguire, as he's done, not for the first time this season, gets a header in the other end of the field, and United are 2-1 up, and again, they're in a position to defend for their lives and defend the 3 points, which they did. They got bodies in front of shots, they made challenges, and second balls, and that was the one thing that really frustrated me throughout this game, was that Manchester United won almost every single second ball. You know, we can talk about tactics and we can talk about ability and formations, but there are basics of the game, and that is the first challenge and the second ball. And regardless of whether it's 1950, 60 or 2025, those principles are always the same and will never change. And today, Manchester United won every single second ball. And again, the frustrating thing from a Liverpool point of view is that United at no stage of this game tried to play out from the back. Every single ball Lamens had was the long one. And so Liverpool should have been flooding the middle of the park. And if the players don't realise it on the field, then the manager should on the side. Flood the park for the second ball, but that didn't happen.
It's been a while since I saw you like this.
Well, annoying, isn't it? Listen, it's hard when it's your team, but at the end of the day, you have to try and you have to try and be fair. And I think how I've described it is how it was. You know, United defended for their lives when they had to, made a great start, and in the first half, should have been a couple ahead. I mean, that's just a fact. I don't care what colour of glasses you've got on. Manchester United should have been 2 up at half time. So the fact that the second half turned out the way it did was down to A, Man United defending well, and B, Liverpool's ineptitude in the final third.
I'm going through the rest of the chances in the first half. You've suggested that Manchester United maybe should have gone 2-0 up ahead. I'll give you Bruno's chance from Ahmad's cutback in the 24th minute. And given the history that Man United have got at Anfield, and it isn't good, it's nearly a decade since they last won there, you would think if you're a United fan, that's not the type of chance that you can miss and get away with. But Bruno, he's put it wide, but they were able to kind of keep going. I think it was 77 minutes between scoring the first goal and conceding. Now, in between that time, Cody Gakpo has had this kind of one-on-one battle with the frame of the goal. He ended up hitting it 3 times. I still think the best chance was the header that he had in the second half. So that's inexcusable. United, I thought, defensively were outstanding for large periods of this game. But you need a bit of luck as well. Gakpo he's got to score from there, is he not?
Yeah, absolutely. There's no other way to put it. He and nobody will know better than him. Yeah. But it's gone. It didn't happen. And again, it's just part of it. So, you know, at the end of the day, that's one apiece. Because as easy as Gakpo's is, my goodness, I'm sorry. Bruno Fernandes is a fantastic footballer. And in my opinion, the opportunity he had half the goal to hit at. He had nobody in front of him and should have scored. I mean, it's not on the eye as easy as Gakpo's header, but for a player of Bruno's quality, he should have scored. But yeah, you're right. Gakpo has to score. But even so, even had it been 2-2, you know, I don't know whether, if you look at Liverpool, you should be more frustrated, disappointed, angry, whatever it may be, because, you know, what Liverpool are producing on the field right now isn't good enough. It's certainly not good enough to win the league. But right now, it's not good enough to beat anybody. That's 4 defeats in the trot.
I want to spend a fair bit of time talking about Manchester United. I know you don't want to, but we will shortly. But Mohamed Salah, what was it, 65th minute, according to the notes, he's at the back post, and it's like he's either rushed it or he's I don't know what he's done.
He's first
His first touch, yeah, but last season that ends up in the back of the net. What's happened?
Well, his first touch is horrible. His first touch puts the ball towards the right-hand side. Mo Salah is all left. He's all left. If you can get it on his left, things happen. When it goes towards the middle and to the right, then you're not sure what you're going to get. And the fact that his first touch goes towards the right, he still tries to hit it with his left, which is why in the end he skews it so horribly wide. So yeah, he's not confident. Clearly, his first touch was poor. He doesn't sort his feet out to even be able to attempt properly with his left. But again, he doesn't try and sort his feet out. He just tries to manoeuvre around it and makes a complete hash of it.
We're in the 72nd minute. Isak goes off. Didn't do that much today. Had a chance in the first half after 35 minutes and didn't score. And then the flag went up after that. So he gets replaced by Chiesa in the 72nd minute. 78th minute, Florian Wirtz, who also came on for Connor Bradley after the hour, found Chiesa. He's kind of driven the cross-come shot across the face, and onside is Cody Gakpo. So finally he gets his goal. There's 12 minutes remaining. You're thinking if there's going to be a winner, it's going to be Liverpool. So this is where Manchester United, for me, deserve even more credit, because 5 minutes later, Bruno gets his first assist of the season, and Harry Maguire, so often the kind of laughable figure from many outside of Manchester United, shuts everybody up and scores the winning goal. So Liverpool's equaliser first, and then you can talk about United going up the other end of the park 5 minutes later and getting the winner.
Well, the equaliser comes from Wirtz, who, when he came on, actually was lively.
Yeah,
you know, the game had kind of opened up somewhat, and so that gave him some space. And his little ball to Chiesa was a nice one. And Gakpo onside puts it away, and you think that there's only one winner. But as you said, you know, United did get themselves forward, got a corner, balls played back out, and then Bruno Fernandes with a nice first-time ball back in, and Harry Maguire found himself some space, and you know he doesn't miss many from that position, and put it wide of the keeper. Gave the goalkeeper Mamardashvili absolutely no chance. It was a superb header. It's where he picked his spot. It's where he delivered it right off the meat of the bat. It was a beautifully taken header, and Man United are ahead again. You still know that Liverpool are going to put the pressure on, but as previously, even though they did get an equaliser, you really weren't sure where it was coming from.
85th minute, Frimpong comes on for Mohamed Salah. Salah starts again. He's their best player, but he's not in form right now. Liverpool going forward, next game or two, is it time for him to come off the bench, having started as a sub, Mohamed Salah? Should he be dropped?
Not yet. No, he's built up some time in the bank. Yeah, that seems a strange thing to say after what 8 games of the season that you're swaying whether Mo Salah should not be in the starting 11. I think we're getting close though. I said the same thing about Wirtz. You know, whilst they were winning at the start of the season, although they weren't playing well and he wasn't playing well, that kind of gave him some more time for Slot to be able to start him. I think we're kind of in the same position with Mo Salah now. He's coming to the end of that little time frame where he's got a little leeway. So then it's a big decision for Arne Slot, and he has some big decisions to make because this Liverpool side right now is not cohesive as a unit whatsoever. And when I say that, I'm talking about every single facet of any football team: a defence, a midfield, and a forward line. There is nothing in those 3 areas that are together, that are playing together, playing as a unit. It seems a lot of it's off the cuff. They don't look as though they trust each other, which kind of takes me back to Kerkez. You know, a lot of the time, I think they're delaying just giving him the ball because they're not quite sure what he's going to do with it. So Yeah, Liverpool are in a tough spot right now. They're in a bad way. Arne Slot has got a lot of work on his hands. He's lucky he's got ability to work with, but his job is to put that ability that he has on the field together in such a way that it comes together and plays as a unit and as a team. And that right now is his job.
And it's a challenge, and he's had different types of challenges, mainly positive ones since he came in. I remember being in Pittsburgh for his first game against Betis last summer, and pretty much everything went right for him. And I thought Liverpool and Arne Slot were brilliant last year. Is this the biggest call he's had to make then, whether or not Mohamed Salah stays in the team?
Yeah, the biggest call since Verts.
It's bigger than that, Stevie.
It's the biggest goal since Verts, yeah, and it is.
It's a bigger call than that. This is your best player, Liverpool. This is your player of the year last year. This is the untouchable, undroppable Mohamed Salah. It's bigger than Verts.
Well, nobody's untouchable. I mean, that's the reality of football, and everybody at some stage gets into a position where either you're out of form, either you're physically not there. There are so many things that players have to battle through, and both Arne Slot and Mohamed Salah haven't had to battle through anything much really so far. Certainly Slot in terms of coaching and picking a team. Really, it's only been this season where he's had some decisions. The first one was Verts. The first one was how long do you give him? Now, as you say, your supposed best player has reached that stage as well. So, yeah, it's a huge call, but it's a call that has to be made. And, you can't cater to one player. Arne Slot, regardless of the name on the jersey, has to put a team on the field that is going to compete and be as one. And if that means Mo Salah or anybody else doesn't start, then that's what it has to be. And that decision solely is down to Arne Slot.
It's a brilliant win for Manchester United. It's their fourth in the Premier League this season, the same number as Chelsea and the same number as Spurs. Now, all week on ESPN FC Live and on your show as well, when we've been looking ahead and previewing this game, it has been mentioned it would be so typical of Manchester United, who've gone to Anfield before when no one expected anything of them, and they had a 0-0 draw in a horrible game a couple of years ago. But it wouldn't be a surprise if they did something, and they have done something. How frustrating is it as a Manchester United supporter, or must it be, for them to lose at home to some teams that they should be beating, then get thumped at Brentford, beat Sunderland, and then go and win at Liverpool? It's this inconsistency of performance and result that we've seen for 4, 5, 6 years for United. They seem to be better against better sides.
Well, certainly today's not a day that anybody connected with Man United will be frustrated about. Today is today is a day of joy. Unfortunately, when you support a team that is so inconsistent, certainly the expectation overweighs what they're probably capable of doing. That's where the frustration is. Days like today for Manchester United right now are to be cherished. And listen, if it was the other way around, it's the same for Liverpool fans. You enjoy it, you make the most of it, because certainly when you support a team that you're not sure what you're going to get from, then even though you've gone to Anfield today, done something that not many United teams have done over the last, never mind 10 years since Rooney's goal, but maybe 20, then you enjoy it. But yeah, Manchester United, as you said, are capable of next time out losing, regardless of who the opposition is. So as I said, if you're a United fan, just enjoy today. You got to look at the big picture. It's a day to celebrate, but big picture wise, there's a lot of hard work ahead for Ruben Amorim. But today's United's day.
How good were United defensively today?
Well, there's two things you need. You need organisation and you need desire. If you've got those two things, then you've got a chance of defending well. And that's what we saw today. We saw organisation. When they didn't have the ball, they ended up with 5 at the back. Certainly 4, and then 1 up top on his own. I mean, there was commitment, there was desire. So yeah, you can't say enough about United defensively, both as individuals and as a unit. They stuck together and they battled for each other. And they covered each other, and they won the duels that were the most important from the first minute to the last minute.
Here's the head scratcher if you're a United fan. De Ligt, Maguire and Shaw as your back three. They were there under previous management. And it's the games that United lose that they're expected to win. This is the frustration for them. And today, you're right, they were absolutely outstanding today. Lamins has come in. They've made a bit of a mess of the goalkeeping situation since David De Gea left, but faultless today as well. But let's talk more about going further forward for Manchester United, because you can look at the back three who've been there for a while, but defending starts from the front. Who were the kind of unsung heroes today? Who were the United men of the match?
Well, Maguire gets the winner, so he's in charge at the back. So you got to look at Harry Maguire. You know, after that, it would be unfair to other than Harry Maguire, it'd be unfair to pull anybody else out. Again, and Bomo gets the goal, so that makes him rememberable. But this everything that was good about United today is what was lacking in Liverpool. You know, a togetherness. Everything was done as one, as a unit. They defended as 11. When they went forward as an 11. I should have said 10. So yeah, I mean, the goal scorers will always stand out, and Harry Maguire obviously would probably be your man in the match because he was the one that was in charge defensively, and he also got the winning goal. But really, you got to look at them as a whole, and as a coach, that's what you dream of, coming off a field and not being able to really pull anybody in particular out, just to have that feeling that every single person did the bit is the best place any coach can be.
What's Manchester United's glass ceiling if Amorim is given time and there's patience at the football club?
Well, I think they've won one game, let's be honest. I mean, they won. They would beat Sunderland last weekend. You know, they've won 2 games. Again, as I said, this is a day to celebrate if you're a United fan. But in terms of the ceiling, I mean, who knows? Because we don't know what we're going to get next week from United. Once they start producing consistent performances defensively in the middle of the park and going forward, then you can start thinking about, you know, can we get into Europe? Can we get in the top 4? Can we do this? Can we do that? You know, right now they're trying to get together as one instead of being fragmented, because that's kind of what they've been on too many occasions, not just this season but last season as well. So yeah, it's a great win. It's 2 in a row, but it's something to build on. But they're not in a position now to start thinking about anything other than the next game.
Let's finish with Liverpool. You've said a lot. Let's get your final take, your overarching emotion. They now go to Frankfurt, they go to Brentford in their next 2. If Arne Slot is to gather them prior to the flight out to Germany, what has he learned so far, and what does he need to do to get a good side, a great side, back on track after today's defeat?
Well, what he's learned is on certainly the backside of the team and the front side. You know, I think the middle of the park is probably functioning better than anything else, and it's not at its best. But I don't think he's learned anything. To be quite frank with you, I don't think he's learned anything he didn't already know, because he knows they're struggling defensively and he knows they're struggling up top in terms of connection on both sides that I'm talking about. You know, the back four's not together, the front players are not together. That's why we don't see much interaction and combination play. So yeah, he hasn't learned anything he didn't know before. Unfortunately, he has to come up with the answers. That's going to be his biggest problem.
Between Arsenal, Man City, and Liverpool, who's the favourite? Who's the second favourite? And who's the third favourite right now?
Well, right now, you cannot, in my opinion, look past Arsenal. You can't. I don't trust City. I don't trust Liverpool. I think that both City and Liverpool will be in the top four. But in terms of the Premier League, I think right now the clear favourite is absolutely Arsenal.
I won't take Haggis your dog for a long walk.
I don't think so.
Stevie, thank you. Liverpool 1, Manchester United 2. For the first time in nearly a decade, United win at Anfield. Bye for now.